I finally figured it out. When I asked my daughter's opinion and she says that's sick, it actually means awesome, just like bad did in the 80s and wicked did in the 90s. And when I was in high school, I once said busted to a girlfriend because she got caught. And the elderly teacher in her room got really flustered, and I realized that she thought I meant busted to be well endowed, which my girlfriend was. But now, busted means ugly. So words and expressions, they morph and the meanings change. And as a lover of words, I've noticed this, especially as I've interacted through people that I've associated with and places that I've lived and the 6 kids that I'm raising. So in order to avoid miscommunication, you need to understand what people are saying so you understand what's transpiring and you can communicate. And I'm here to lead you through a few ways that definitions have changed through time, through jargon and cultural differences, and through teen speak. So first of all, meanings change through time. Computer in the 1940s was the poor bloke that had to sit down and crunch all the numbers until the computer was invented, and now it means the laptop that we all use for our online classes. Geek in the 1980s was a derogatory term that was even below nerd until in the late 1990s all the geeks became billionaires and geek became a good thing. And we even like to geek out over stuff, meaning we get really excited about something. So there are 7 processes or ways that meanings change. The first is through metaphors. For example, broadcast used to mean to spread seeds in a wide range instead of just in little rows. And then when the radio was invented, they began to use the word to cast weather reports in a general area. And then the word morphed into a noun, meaning a radio program. A second way is generalization, where the original definition is weakened, such as fabulous, which used to refer directly to fables and be just incredible, now just is very general and we use it to describe an outfit or a fabulous restaurant or fabulous cookie. A third way is narrowing. For example, knuckle in the 1400s meant any joint, such as the knee or the elbow, where now it's limited to fingers and maybe toes. Fourth, perjuration is positive to negatives, such as knave used to mean any boy, and now it is pretty much a bad guy. And amelioration, which is the opposite, negative to positive. And for example, noble used to be any aristocrat, but now noble has taken on virtuous characteristics. A sixth way is weakening. A word and meaning can weaken. For example, confound used to mean to ruin or destroy someone, where now it just means to confuse. And finally, strengthened. Words can be strengthened, such as disgust began as something that it meant you don't like it, and now disgust is, well, just disgusting. So second, jargon. Jargon is brisk and unambiguous, and it's used in jobs to make things efficient. For example, in the restaurant business, the word backs means that a wait person is coming with a huge tray of food and don't get in the way because they don't want to fall and crash and spread that all over the place. So they've got one word that means all of that, backs. And they also use euphemisms such as in the weeds or in the trees. It means the kitchen's backed up and the waiter has too much work. That we as customers, well, we don't want to know that. We just want to enjoy our dinner. And so now Kronk here, he's got weight speak down. So take a listen to this.
Hey, pal, what's your policy on making special orders?
All right, Buster. That's it. You want a special order? Then you make it. I quit.
No, but I...
You know, I try and I try. There's
Hold
just
on.
no respect for anyone with vision. That's it. There's just nothing I can do about it.
Oh, wait a second, please don't go.
4 combos, extra bacon on the side, 2
No, no,
chili
no.
cheese samplers, a basket of liver and onion rings, a catch of the day, and a steak cut in the shape of a trout. You got all that, honey?
3 oinkers wearing pants, plate of hot air, basket of grandma's breakfast, and change the bull to a gill. Got it.
Every skill set involves jargon. And different definitions for common words. For example, the word green room, it's on the television studio set. It's any color of room where people have to sit and wait for their turn to go on set. In the surfer world, the green room is the realm inside the wave. And in West Coast colleges, in the green room means that you're doing very well academically. So special terminology is barriers that keep outsiders from understanding, and you need to learn to navigate the field. You need to learn the jargon to navigate the field or to be accepted and become an insider, such as when I began my bicycle job. I really didn't have a clue what people were talking about, but now I understand words like 29er, hardtail, full suspension, spandex, baggies, swag, bib, bonk, drops, endo, kit, roadie, and organ donor, which means a helmetless rider. So the third way that words can be confusing is through cultural terminology. For example, LDS terms can be confusing to non-members, such as fireside, stake meetings, EFY, FHE, and missionary lingo such as P-Day and children and killed off. So I'm going to take you through a few Hey Girl memes and think about how confusing they would be if you weren't a member of the church. For example, the word covenant, Leahona, 10-cow wife, young woman medallion, articles of faith, virtue value, hymns such as put your shoulder to the wheel, Gadiant and robber, EFY, Nephi, temple recommend, veil, and patriarchal blessing. As an aside, Mormon lingo is spreading worldwide as young missionaries use these expressions in the language that they learn, and they serve in locations all over the world. So finally, teen speak. So about a decade ago, one of my kids came to me and said, "Mom, if you want a relationship to go any further, you're going to have to get on Facebook." So I got on Facebook. And then a few years later, I noticed that it was all full of my girlfriends, and my kids were absolutely dormant on it. And that's the way it is with youth slang. As soon as the adults pick up on it, the kids abandon it and change for something else. And there's even there's a rule, there's a name for it, and it's called the Couric rule, named after Katie Couric. And it means that anything trendy, trendy word used twice in a news report becomes abandoned. So I talked to my teenagers and I asked them for a few examples, and here's a list. Roast means to insult in a clever way. Shipping is a link in relationships such that can, if the relationship goes, it sails, and if it never happens, it sinks, or if they break up or something like that. Triggered means annoyed or angry. I'm down means willing. Rip is an expletive like darn. Bay means before anyone else. Kicks means shoes. Lit means awesome. Saw dude means what's up. Salty means cranky. And en fleet means looks good. In conclusion, meanings can change through time, and it benefits us to keep abreast of these nuances. Every skill set requires new jargon that you need to become proficient at, and you need to be aware of cultural terminology as not to exclude others. The idioms of the rising generation, we need to learn those in order to communicate with the youth, and understanding these things just might save your bacon. Thank you.